5 areas of educational research. There are 5 general kinds of research conducted by educational researchers. They are as follows. 1. Basic research is aimed at generating fundamental knowledge and theoretical understanding about basic human and other natural processes. Basic research is usually conducted by using the most rigorous research methods under tightly controlled conditions. The key purpose of basic research is to develop a solid foundation of reliable and fundamental knowledge and theory on which future research can be built. 2. Applied research is focused on answering practical questions to provide relatively immediate solutions. Topics for applied research are often driven by current problems in education and by policymakers' concerns. Applied research is often conducted in more natural settings than basic research. An applied research study might focus on the relative effectiveness of two approaches to counseling, such as behavior therapy versus cognitive therapy. The relationship between basic and applied research can be viewed as two endpoints on a research continuum, with the center representing the idea that research can be applied. Research can contribute to basic research and vice versa. Here is the continuum. Basic, mixed, applied research examining the process of cognitive priming is an example of relatively basic research. A comparison of the effectiveness of two approaches to counseling is an example of relatively applied research. 3. Evaluation research is often carried out to determine how well the programs work in real-world setting and to show they might be improved. Evaluation involves determining the worth, merit, or quality of an evaluation object. Evaluation is traditionally classified according to its purpose. Formative evaluation is used for the purpose of program improvement. Summative evaluation is used for the purpose of making summary judgments about a program and decisions to continue or discontinue the program. A newer and currently popular way to classify evaluation is to divide it into 5 types. Needs assessment, which asks this question: is there a need for this type of program? Theory assessment, which asks this question: is this program conceptualized in a way that it should work? Implementation assessment, which asks, was this program implemented properly and according to the program plan? Impact assessment, which asks, did this program have an impact on its intended targets? Efficiency assessment, which asks, is this program cost effective? As you can see, evaluation can provide important information to educators on the basis of the evidence collected and the recommendations made. Program evaluation provide an important voice in decision-making about educational and other social programs. So, evaluation is generally done by program evaluators and is focused on specific programs or products. 4. Action research focuses on solving practitioners' local problems. It is generally conducted by the practitioners after they have learned about the methods of research and research concepts that are discussed in the textbook. It is important to understand that action research is also a state of mind. For example, teachers who are action researchers are constantly observing their students for patterns and thinking about ways to improve instruction, classroom management, and so forth. We hope you get this state of mind as you read our textbook. Action research is based on the idea that having a researcher attitude is helpful in dealing with your complex and changing environments. This attitude involves continuously identifying new problems that you want to work on and trying new strategies and action to see what improves your situation. Many practitioners find action research helpful because it helps them to integrate theory and research with practice. 5. Orientation research focuses on collecting information to help a researcher advance a specific ideological or political position or orientation that he or she believes will improve some part of our society. Orientation research also focuses on giving voice and increased power to disadvantaged in society. Orientation researchers are concerned about such issues as social discrimination and the inequitable distribution of power and wealth in society. Although all orientation researchers are concerned with reducing inequality of some form, there are several variants of orientation research. Here are some major areas of interest to orientation researchers. Class stratification, such as inequality resulting from one's economic class in society. Gender stratification, such as inequality resulting from one's gender. Ethnic and racial stratification, such as inequality resulting from one's ethnic or racial grouping. Sexual orientation stratification, such as inequality and discrimination based on one's sexual preferences. Disabilities stratification, such as inequality and discrimination based on someone's physical or mental disability. National, international inequalities such as wealthy nations versus developing nations. Many orientation researchers work for universities or interest group organizations. Orientation research is sometimes called critical theory research. This is appropriate because these researchers often critical of mainstream research which they agree supports the current power structure in society. It's very interesting to know how people learn about the world around them and gain knowledge. The two major ways that we learn are through experience and reasoning. Experience, the idea here is that knowledge comes from experience. Historically, this view was called empiricism, such as original knowledge comes from experience. The term empirical means based on observation, experiment, or experience. Reasoning historically. This idea was called rationalism, such as original knowledge comes from thought and reasoning. There are two main forms of reasoning. Deductive reasoning, such as the process of drawing a conclusion that is necessarily true if the premises are true. Deductive reasoning is the classical approach used by the great rationalists in the history of Western civilization. Inductive reasoning, such as the process of drawing a conclusion that is probably true. The so-called problem of induction is that the future might not resemble the present, which is a major reason why we don't get proof in empirical research. Science is also an approach for the generation of knowledge. It relies on a mixture of empiricism, such as the collection of data, and rationalism, such as the use of reasoning and theory construction and testing. Scientific methods. There are many scientific methods. The two major methods are the inductive method and the deductive method. The confirmatory or deductive method involves the following three steps. 1. State the hypothesis which based on theory or research literature and deduce what must occur if the hypothesis is true. 2. Collect data to test the hypothesis. 3. Make a decision to tentatively accept or reject the hypothesis. The exploratory or inductive method. This approach also involves three steps. 1. Observe the world. 2. Search for a pattern in what is observed. 3. Make a generalization or conclusion about what is occurring. The confirmatory method is a top-down or theory, hypothesis testing approach to research. It is used by most quantitative researchers. They state their hypotheses, make predictions about what must occur if a hypothesis is supported and what will happen if the hypothesis is to be rejected. Collect data, analyze the data, and draw a conclusion, which is the hypothesis is supported or hypothesis is rejected. The exploratory method is a bottom-up for theory generation approach to research. It is used by many qualitative researchers. They enter the field with no predetermined theory and learn from what they see. They start with the particulars, the many things they see in the world, and develop descriptions of what they see, and sometimes they develop theories based on what they see or observe. Virtually any application of science includes the use of both the confirmatory, deductive, exploratory, inductive approaches to the scientific method, either in a single study or over time. The exploratory or inductive method is a bottom-up method that is especially useful for generating theories and hypotheses. The confirmatory or deductive method is a top-down method that is especially useful for testing theories and hypotheses. Theory. The word theory most simply means explanation. Theories explain how and why something operates as it does. Some theories are highly developed and encompass a large terrain, such as big theories or grand theories. Other theories or smaller theories are briefer explanations. We have summarized the key criteria to use in evaluating a theory as the answers of the following questions. 1. Is the theory or explanation logical and coherent? 2. Is it clear and parsimonious? 3. Does it fit the available data? 4. Does it provide testable claims? 5. Have theory-based predictions been tested and supported? 6. Has it survived numerous attempts by researchers to problems with it or falsify it? 7. Does it work better than competing or rival theories or explanations? 8. Is it general enough to apply to more than one place, situation, or person? 9. Can practitioners use it to control or influence things in the world? It is to highlight that a good theory of teaching helps teachers to influence student learning positively, and a good theory of counseling helps counselors to influence their clients' mental health positively.